a Dear Media original podcast.
My freshman year, I actually didn't go to Laguna Beach High School. I went to Santa Margarita, but I took driver's ed at Laguna Beach, and that was how I met a lot of people.
Why didn't you stay at Santa Margarita? We could have avoided all of this.
This never would have existed.
Basically, it's your fault that this show happened, that you moved to Laguna, and then with you brought MTV.
Yes.
Everyone, it is Back to the Beach with Kristin and Stephen. Of course, I am Stephen Colletti. I'm looking at
Kristin Cavallari. Hello, hello. Welcome
there you
back.
Are.
We are so excited for season 2. A very different season, may I say. Very different vibes.
Oh, yeah. Very different vibes. So just to preview a little bit, I mean, you've taken over the reins here. You've gone full
Buckle
Regina
up,
George. And this is your world, and we're all living in it.
Holy shit. Man, I didn't hold back.
So do you remember when they told you that you were going to narrate the second season? Because I'm sure they told you really early in the first season, like, oh yeah, by the way, if we do another season, you're in.
I do not remember when they told me, actually. However, I do remember my whole experience going in and doing these voiceovers. I mean, I would go into a recording booth up in LA and they would hand me a script. I mean, it was a script. And I remember a few times being like, you know, I would never say this. And they'd be like, just try it once. If it doesn't sound right, we won't use it. Obviously, they use it. And they totally made me super snarky, which goes with my whole persona on the show. I do think season 2, I kind of started to wrap my head around it, embrace it a little bit. I was like, okay, you know what? If I'm going to do this again, I can't do it kicking and screaming. I need to have fun with it. I need to just embrace it. So I did, which did make it more fun. But yes, I mean, it's so funny because yes, the narration is from my perspective, which is with quotes, because it was what MTV wanted my perspective
MTV's
to be.
Perspective for the audience. Yeah. What they need to know going into the season. So would you record all of those previously on or those narrations for the episode? Was that all done in one day or did they kind of break it up?
I want to say it was weekly. Yeah. They were editing the show, you know, up until pretty much the last point from what I remember. And so I would have to do it pretty close to when it would air.
Oh, of course. I'm sure they're editing up until episodes were airing as far as whatever, because whatever they were shooting the week prior that they might be able to use in episode 1 from 9 months prior. They're like, everything is fair game to try to cut together.
And I'm just trying to see here now that I'm talking about it, because I recorded it in LA. I had obviously graduated high school already and I was living in LA. It's not like I was driving from Laguna to LA. Do you remember when the first episode of season 2 aired by any chance?
Yeah, it was in the middle of summer. It was July 25th.
So I was already up in LA.
5.
I got out of Laguna as fast as possible. I was gone.
Late June was our graduation. Usually around the 20th of June. It was pretty late for most schools. So by July 1, you're like, I'm in my apartment in LA.
Bye. I remember I got my apartment when I had it, I think when I was 18. So I turned 18 January 5th. So halfway through senior year. And I remember sometimes Sam and my friend Brittany and Alex and all of us, we would go up to LA and we would stay at my condo. Hot Sam.
Oh, Hot Sam. We love Hot Sam.
I wish we could have Hot Sam on, to be honest. We should try to track Sam down. But yeah, so I mean, I had my condo and I got it because my dad was in real estate. He developed apartment complexes. So I actually had a free apartment up in LA in Marina Del Rey. And I got it as soon as I turned 18. So we would go. Yeah, that didn't last very long. But it was nice when I had it.
Yeah. Do you remember when we found out that we were doing a season 2? Because I know that when we signed these contracts to do the show, of course, what's in there is the opportunity to do a season 2, 3, I think up to 6. Usually in TV, they commit you to what potentially could be 6 seasons. I don't know what they did for Laguna.
I know for sure it was 3, at least 3, if not more.
Yeah, it was at least 3. And I think the only reason they were able to keep it low is because they knew that they were just going to kind of cycle through the kids in high school. They weren't going to go to all the colleges and shoot us necessarily. I do remember, thankfully, we started to get a little protection. People in the business looking out for us. Once the show aired, people wanted to work with us. And so we were able to get some representation because before, when we had no way to stick up for ourselves or clarify things. We had no PR teams. We had no agents and managers.
Well, and just to piggyback on that, I remember MTV didn't want our last names out there either so that people couldn't find us.
Interesting.
They did not want our last names out there. Mm-hmm.
Which back then, that works because, there's no, I guess your cell phones are just coming around, but there's no social media. So it wasn't easy to contact people. And again, the whole thing was them just pushing the show is real. The show is real. 100% real. So all we had was a lawyer that looked over that first contract. And then we get into...
I didn't even have an entertainment lawyer look over it. Or you mean we did as a group?
We did as a collective group for season 1. Yeah, I think the parents were talking about it. And that's how we found a lawyer. I think Lauren's dad had somebody. And then we all kind of were like, all right, everyone was in agreement. Now, by season 2, Lauren and I had signed with this one agency. They weren't sure how they were going to use us as far as MTV, but the agency was like, oh, well, you guys, like, this is ridiculous what they're paying you guys for how successful the show is. I mean, it's got millions of viewers and they paid you pennies. So funny looking back on it. And so they're like, we're going to restructure. Thankfully, MTV did with us. And I think it's because they didn't expect to use Lauren and I too much. And so there was kind of like, all right, we're only going to pay you this certain price for a certain amount of episodes. But if we used you for more than this, then we'll give you a little bit more money, which they ultimately did. So that was a little nice. Again, still kind of pennies back in the day. This is nowhere near what some of the people are getting these days. What you might have been getting on the hills and what you were getting on very Cavallari. Yeah, the hills made up for it,
I will say, yeah. But Laguna, we got screwed.
Oh, absolutely. It was the price we pay to open some doors, if you will.
I would have done it for free. Maybe I said that season 1. I can't remember. But when I found out we were even going to get paid, I was like, oh my God, cool. I literally would have gone on TV for free.
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? The fact that they paid us, which was like, I think it was like $1,800. It might have been like $2,000, but then there was some tax taken out.
Yeah.
And I remember we were calling each other like, fuck, we got our check. Like, I've never had a check this big in my life. Like, I think I went and I got like a golf club and like went out to a nice dinner. I blew the thing probably in like 2 weeks. Definitely wasn't hanging on to that money.
Season 2, I ended up finally getting a new car. I got an X5 with my MTV money. I was so jacked up about that. Yeah. I know. I was very happy. Is it
in the show as a storyline of you, like a new reveal? It's gotta be.
I would imagine that it is because, that Isuzu Trooper, all of a sudden, that thing is gone. Everyone's going, wait a minute, where did that car go? So yeah, I would imagine it was. I feel like I've kind of blacked out season 2. I don't remember a lot. I really don't. And so going back now and watching it, I feel like I'm going to be watching it for the very first time again. I think I remember the first episode, the Christmas party when, we saw each other. But other than that, I don't remember a lot.
There's probably a handful of scenes, and that is about it. There was a scene that actually I thought was in the end of season 1, which there's some sort of breakup scene that they have us doing, which we weren't breaking up. We were already broken up, but they needed a breakup scene for the show, and it was going to be you breaking up with me. Yeah. And I was like, that stuck in my mind. And I thought I was going to see it in season 1 at the end of season 1 when I'm up in San Francisco. It was in the apartment that I had for 1 month when I first got to school. I was on the waiting list for the dorm, so I stayed for a month in Trey's parents' condo. And so they shot this thing in there, and they wound up using it as like a breakup. I hang up my phone, and I was looking for it at the end of the season there. Of course, I think I mentioned it in that final episode, but it wasn't there. So, of course, I'm like, all right, now let's put the pieces together. It's going to be in season 2. And then
Which just goes to show you already how the editing is already coming into play and we haven't even seen it yet.
Oh yeah, right? I know. And I just remember doing a few more episodes I think MTV expected, and I'm not even sure exactly how many. It's more than my memory has, definitely. So that's going to be news to us. But I should say thanks to everyone for listening up to this point, because now as we go into the second season, I'm much more calm.
Yeah.
Like my feelings and almost the dread I had going into the first season, super vulnerable and not knowing really what to expect. But there was excitement. It was an exciting thing. Now I'm just totally pumped. Like, let's do it. I'm going to watch it as a fan. I'm going to watch it as like, we can laugh that much more at ourselves. The response that we've gotten for the show and the feedback, just engaging from you guys, the listeners, has been awesome. It's fun to hear your perspective on things, different memories, how you've connected with the show, of course, the MTV show and this podcast. So we also want to say thank you to everyone who's been listening up to this point. And for that, we are really, really excited to bring you season 2.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been really cool to see that, our fans over the years have been so loyal and they're still just as excited to listen to this podcast. So we don't take that for granted, you guys. So honestly, thank you so much from the bottom of our heart. This means the world.
Part of me was like, is anybody going to care listening to this podcast? Like, are we going to be talking to ourselves?
To ourselves, yeah.
Nobody after that? I don't know. Yeah. You can always end up that way, but response has been great. So shout out to you guys.
we want to quickly talk to you about HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit.
HelloFresh's Festive Fare collection features limited-time recipes made with seasonal produce and premium proteins. Get out of the post-holiday slump with these elevated winter classics.
Looking for an easy way to eat well and save money this year? Cut back on expensive takeout and delivery and get started with HelloFresh. You'll love how fast, easy, and affordable it is to whip up a restaurant-quality meal right in your own kitchen.
And when it's time for the big game, home gate like a pro with a limited-time winning assortment of snacks, appetizers, and shareable sweets available at HelloFresh Market. Treat friends and fans to delicious BBQ baby back ribs, chocolate chip brownies, and everything in between.
We all want to save money this time of year, but did you know that HelloFresh helps you save money all year round? In fact, HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery shopping and 25% cheaper than takeout.
Guys, it's important to remember the convenience of HelloFresh is unmatched. Over the last couple of months with the holidays and everyone just trying to finish out the grind to their work schedules, having those little packages arrive at your door with all the ingredients portioned out for you, ready to go, where you could take a moment and have a nice little decompressing cook with HelloFresh's really easy 20 to 30 minute recipes. It makes it hyper convenient, guys. So you got to check out HelloFresh.
Absolutely. So you guys, you're going to want to go to HelloFresh.com/Beach21 and use code Beach21 for 21 free meals plus free shipping. Again, that's HelloFresh.com/Beach21 and use code Beach21 for 21 free meals plus free shipping.
All right, guys, we want to take a second to talk to you about ZocDoc. Say you've been stewing about a health problem you have, and you're almost about to resort to texting your group chat to get your friends' opinions. Have any of you done this before? Yeah, I don't think so. I haven't never done that before because I don't think I'm going to open up my health issues to my group chats. So you're extremely unlikely to find quality medical advice in your group chat, but you can find it in the form of a doctor on ZocDoc. Thousands of medical professionals on ZocDoc are there to help you. They listen like a friend and give you the expert care you need. ZocDoc is the only free app that lets you find and book doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, are available when you need them, and treat almost every condition under the sun.
That's right, you guys. No more doctor roulette or scouring the internet for questionable reviews. With ZocDoc, you have a trusted guide to connect you to your favorite doctor you haven't met yet. Millions of people use ZocDoc's free app to find and book a doctor in their neighborhood who is patient-reviewed and fits their needs and schedule just right.
That's right, everyone. I can actually personally vouch for ZocDoc. I have used the website before, and I'm a big fan of it. You can go on there. You can see it's very user-friendly. There's so many options at your disposal. Just click around with the mouse a couple times. You'll see exactly what you're looking for, and you'll be able to find somebody. And when I did, the first person that I found and I went in and saw worked well for me. So I trust in ZocDoc, everyone, and I think you should too.
All right, you guys, go to ZocDoc.com/beach and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com/beach, ZocDoc.com/beach. Well, I'm excited for season 2. I know that I went into it feeling, I guess, more confident or just really kind of embracing the character that they wanted me to play. I ended up having more fun because of it instead of trying to battle them constantly on what they wanted to get from me. Instead, I just decided to lean into it, which made it way more enjoyable. And this season is more about my friends. You know, season 1, I really never hung out with any of those people. I became close with Kristina and Morgan because of the show. But other than that, I never would have hung out with anybody. So I'm excited to get to experience what you got to experience with season 1, you know, seeing your group of friends, graduation, prom, like all of these things. I'm really excited to dig back into.
Yeah, no, I'm excited as well. I really think that the stories of people that I know, but I don't know exactly their stories, or at least MTV's story, I think I would be interested because there's points in watching the first season where I was like, oh shit, MTV, well done. Like, well done. So now we're going into season 2. I'm wondering how much of an interested viewer I'm going to be. Like, where are my audience ratings going to land for this season as I watch as viewer and am not in a lot of the episodes. But also, I think to what you were saying earlier about how you were like, all right, I'm going to embrace this character. I'm going to lean into it. I remember that I think I was much more hesitant and I was probably, a step behind you there where it was
interesting.
I'm going to fight it.
Oh.
If they try to play up this love triangle thing, which I was already uncomfortable with the first season, and those scenes are all awkward and stupid, and I'm kind of giggling. I don't really know what to say. Or then eventually I say a line that they need and they roll with that, right? And I don't remember exactly how much of that plays in the second season. This is all going to be kind of news to me. But I know obviously our relationship and my relationship with Lauren, that stuff is going to be in there in one way or another. But to see how that comes out, how I was reacting to having to shoot those scenes, am I leaning into it? Am I pushing back? I would hope now that we are going to be a little more mature on camera. Be careful with the decision-making process, what we're saying, which is careful with for the main thing being careful how much you drink when you're going to be on a reality TV show, because they're just waiting for those moments when your judgment kind of falls by the wayside. And I had a few of those, of course, in the first season. And I'm hoping that just doesn't happen as much in the second season, because that brings out the worst in me. So we'll see there.
There's literally one thing that sticks out in my mind of season 2. And I was so drunk and I really fucked up big time. And I'm not even going to say it, but it still fucks me up.
Oh,
I did something really horrible. Me? No.
All right, then I'm good.
It's the one thing from my whole reality show experience out of every show I've done that I really feel bad about, and it really fucks me up still. So, but we'll get into that.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, not a proud moment. But so it's a whole new group of people on season 2 for the most part. And I feel like we should break it down for everybody. So you will, of course, have the two of us and Lauren Lowe.
Yep.
I know that on the first episode anyways, the main players from season 1, everyone comes home for Christmas. So we check in with everybody. But then from there, you're introduced to my grade. So now this year's seniors, which are Alex Hooser, who we know from season 1, and Jessica, my friends. But then we're introduced to Alex Merle. So we have Alex H and Alex M and her friend Taylor, which they made it seem as though it was sort of our two groups against each other, which in my head, I always thought we were all friends. I'm actually still really good friends with both Alexes.
I thought you were all friends. Wait, so break that down for me. So you have from season 1, Alex H, who we love, voice of reason. I feel like she was really good at it. Well, voice of reason for MTV. Right?
Yes,
it was your friend you go to for advice. And
yes.
If they needed to feed her lines, she did a really good job of naturally giving them to you and getting your reactions and stuff. And then, of course, Jessica as well. Really fun. You have the scene where you guys cooked us dinner, which, what wasn't fun for me, but was fun for you guys. You guys had a lot of fun with that. Jessica's got a great personality. She's an open book.
And who also dated Dieter. Her and Dieter were together last season.
And so in season 2, there's introduction of Alex M and Taylor. Now, is the divide that Alex M and Taylor, these two new players, you guys kind of bump heads with them? Is that it?
Yeah, which is interesting to me because that is not what I remember. I remember, show aside, that we were all really good friends. Actually, when I first came to Laguna, it was both Alex's and I and this other girl, Bailey, who ended up moving away. But we were like a little foursome. That was my crew. I took driver's ed with them. And that's how I met them, because I don't know if you remember, my freshman year, I actually didn't go to Laguna Beach High School. I went to Santa Margarita, but I took driver's ed at Laguna Beach, and that was how I met a lot of people. And
why didn't you stay at Santa Margarita? We could have avoided all of this.
Right? This never would have existed.
It's your fault that this show happened, that you moved to Laguna, and then with you brought MTV.
Yeah, it's my fault. I apologize.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. You don't need to apologize. Hey, it's made life a hell of a lot more interesting for us.
Yeah, there you go. It's been fun.
Team no regrets, right? We'd go back and do it all over again.
All over, and except for maybe a couple little things.
Yeah, with a couple of smart decisions. But then again, you wouldn't probably have a season 2, because I think part of those decisions that we made in season 1 is what helped launch the show, its popularity, and then get a season 2 greenlit. So at our expense there.
This is all true.
But anyways, you were saying you guys were all friends.
We were all friends. And of course, that doesn't make for a good TV show. So they did make it seem like it was these two groups of girls against each other. And then from there, we also have Jason. We are introduced to Jason Waller.
Oh, legendary bad boy.
Legendary. And I will say, we're going to have Jason on later in the season. He actually just moved to Nashville. He's
changed
kids.
the most.
He's married. He has changed the most out of anybody. And he and I have actually become quite close. We've reconnected over the last few months. And I love him so much. I really respect him as a person. And it's funny because in high school, everyone used to say that we were the guy and girl version of each other, which I think there was definitely some truth to that. We both like to have a good time, both definitely party animals. And Jason and I never had anything romantic whatsoever. Like we were always just really good friends. So being able to reconnect with him has been so fun. And our kids play and our kids love each other. And it's been really nice. So excited to have him on later. But it has been a trip for me to go and see him on the show because he's so different now. I forgot what he was like on the show and like ultimate player bad boy.
They must have been licking their chops when he first came around because he had that image, down. I mean, he looked like he was in his mid-20s.
30. I know.
He's got like a fully formed beard. He's kind of like, seems very comfortable in his own skin, I should say, kind of confident, like I'm almost better than this. I'm much older than these kids. I don't even necessarily would hang out with them. This natural like fucking attitude.
Yeah.
And so I know this because which is odd. We weren't really friends in high school at all, but randomly because of the show, we connected. And when he moved to LA, I was actually moving to LA around the same time. And Dieter, who was already living in LA and who had an apartment up there, randomly him and Jason got an apartment. And so when I moved to LA, I lived on their couch for a couple months until I got an apartment.
Really? I didn't know that.
My first apartment in LA was couch surfing with Jason and Dieter. And
how funny.
We wound up hanging out a bunch and I got to know Jason very well and absolutely love him, a total sweetheart. And that's what was always interesting to me because, and I think I mentioned this before, like as we got on the show and, you're coping with this new life of people, this intrusive world that's come in and people being all up in your shit and knowing who you are and in your past. And I think like me, he just would try to live a normal life and we would just go out, have fun, be young, party. And look, at the end of it for him, and he'll talk about this and I'm looking forward to having him on as well. But like it got a little out of control for him, became an addict and, had battled for years, but he overcame that and came out the person that I saw when he wasn't intoxicated, which was a sweetheart, a great guy who's welcoming with open arms to everybody around him. Because look at it. I mean, I think Dieter was dating Jessica and then Jason dates Jessica. So that's like they share an ex and it's like right after high school. Like I would not want to share a room with Sam, as hot as he is, when I moved to LA or with Talon for that matter. Like it's crazy. But they did. But that's also kind of Dieter and Jason. They're sweethearts.
That's amazing.
Look, I know he went down a tough path there, but he has worked on it and I know he continues to work on it to this day. And it's a field that he works in a lot, but he has, I think, overcome so much and is such a great personality. I think to have him on and get his perspective on things is going to be really fascinating. That is an episode I'm definitely most looking forward to. Is just a standalone with Jason. But man, did they have their guy for season 2? He fit the mold perfectly, and I'm interested to see how they use his character as this resident bad boy, and then another love triangle, right? Yes. It's the Jessica and Alex with him, right?
It is. And I did jump ahead and I watched the first episode. And what I remember from that first episode is going, wow, I'm finally not part of the love triangle. This is so nice. There's a love triangle that I'm not involved in. Although I guess there is still a little bit, but there is another one, which makes me happy.
Yeah, MTV's got to bring it back whenever they can. But I'm looking forward to that as well, man, because those first couple episodes of season 1 were shocking, to say the least. And now I know that, we're in a different world. I know I just have to be really butthurt about us breaking up or something in the first episode. So we'll see.
Okay, we'll get to all of that.
All right, you guys, we want to take a second to talk to you about Orangetheory. It is the smarter workout for more results. A total body, 1-hour group workout that combines science, coaching, and technology to guarantee maximum results from the inside out. It is a 5-zone heart rate-based workout designed to transform you from the inside out and supercharge your metabolism for more caloric afterburn, more energy, more confidence, and more results. 12 to 20 minutes in the orange zone, 3 to 4 times a week is all you need to start your fitness journey towards a longer, more vibrant life. Guys, I've taken Orangetheory classes before. Can't say enough about them. I do highly recommend classes like this, especially as we're all trying to hit those New Year's goals, trying to get into fitness more. This is the best way to do it. It maximizes your time and it does it right. You get a circuit going, you get a little bit of cardio in, there's a little bit of weightlifting in. It incorporates a lot of the things that I like to do when I work out on my own, which is a little bit of rowing, a little bit of running, a little bit of weight training. And you could do this at all levels. And all of your vitals are tracked right there in front of you. So you can kind of get stats about how you're doing. And you've got something to work towards and improve on the next time you come. So Orangetheory has it all for you guys. And I do recommend you checking out a class. Remember, that first class is free. Orangetheory is led by certified coaches to guide, motivate, and inspire you to make sure you don't overtrain or undertrain. Guys, get your first class free. Visit orangetheory.com to find a studio near you and book it now. Again, guys, get your first class free. Visit orangetheory.com to find a studio near you and book now. Love it or your money back. Ask about their 30-day risk-free guarantee. I know you will love your Orangetheory experience, so they guarantee it. Just take 8 classes during your first 30 days, and if you don't feel like you're living a more vibrant, happier, healthier life, take back all your money and walk away. Seriously, guys, check out orangetheory.com, and I highly recommend going to one of their studios and taking one of their classes for free. You won't regret it.
I am so excited to talk to you guys about Thrive Market. I've actually been using Thrive for close to 7 years now. I love them because what I have found is they have so many great brands that I really stand behind that you might not necessarily be able to find at your local grocery store. Some of the brands that I love are Late July, Annie's, and Molly's Suds for laundry detergent. And they deliver everything to your doorstep, making them incredibly convenient. Thrive Market is easily my go-to for my grocery and household essentials, and the convenience of getting it all quickly shipped to my doorstep is a huge time saver. I actually live kind of far out in the country, so going to the grocery store for me is a bit of a trek. So anything that can be delivered to my door is huge. On top of the massive savings on each order, Thrive Market has a deals page that changes daily, gives me cash back on so many brands, and they have a price match guarantee. Not only does Thrive Market save me money, but they also save me time. I love the filters on their website or app. They have over 70. Whether you're looking for certified gluten-free snacks or non-toxic cleaning essentials, you can curate your own shopping experience with the click of a button. I definitely search for the gluten-free stuff. I also love their kids' snacks. When you join Thrive Market, you're also helping a family in need with their 1-for-1 membership matching program. So you join and they give. So you guys definitely check out Thrive. You can join Thrive Market today and get 30% off your first order plus a free $60 gift. Go to thrivemarket.com/beach for 30% off your first order plus a free $60 gift. That's THRIVE market.com/beach. thrivemarket.com/beach. The other person who is back this season who we need to talk about is, of course, Talon. He's back. I do think he is a bigger player this season.
Wait. Player of the females, or
I mean, like a bigger player in the game, like in the cast member world.
What game are we talking about? Are we talking about the game of girls?
Probably both. Now that I think about it, I meant like he's a bigger part of the show. But yeah, I'm sure he was trying to play every girl as well too. Sounds about right.
That's what MTV needs you to do.
Exactly. That's his role. So yeah, that's who we can expect this season. There are more episodes this season. I know the first episode is a bit longer. It is an hour-long episode just to kind of set the stage for everybody, get everyone coming home from college, checking in with everyone, and then laying the groundwork for, of course, what is to come for the whole season. So very excited to dig in to season 2.
Almost double the episodes. So we're going to have a lot more content for you guys as we go through all the episodes. And of course, are going to bring in a few guests along the way, which is really exciting. And we mentioned that we're going to have Jason in here, Talon absolutely coming in, and Jessica as well. We'd love to have them on.
Maybe we should get Hot Sam too. We got to track down Hot Sam. I don't even know how to find him.
He's too hot for this. Way too hot.
Sam maybe we just get an update on how he's doing.
Yeah. I think you need to slide into those DMs. Have you talked to him recently?
No, I haven't talked to Sam probably since we got. Well,
is he married? Does he have kids?
I don't know.
All right, because if he's married, don't go sliding into those DMs.
I'm not going to. I'm not a big
I don't care how hot he is
DM.
these days. You stay away.
The DMs are nothing but trouble. Let's be honest. Anyways,
did you go through some of the images somebody will send you? Because I'll get some some of my DMs it's kind of funny to go through because people send some random photos.
Like naked photos and stuff?
Well, yeah, there's some stuff like that.
But then naked photos. I have everybody tell me they get naked photos except for me, which is probably for the best. But I'm no one is sending me a dick pic.
Careful.
Don't though. Nobody
Do
start.
not look at your DMs. Actually, I would like to put this out there. You guys, listen, please continue to not send naked pictures to Kristin. Do not, okay? I know you're going to hear this and you're going to say, you know what?
She wants a dick pic.
But I'm sitting here, I'm really strongly encouraging you do not do that for her mental health. Okay.
Also, a dick pic is not going to make me go, oh yeah, baby. Like that is not what gets me. I can tell you that. Well, I guess it depends on what it looks like.
What kind of image do you need in your DMs?
No, I don't know. Honestly, if we're basing this solely off of DMs, clearly it's about just what you look like initially. But then I'm at a phase in my life right now where I want like a really good, nice guy. I've dated my fair share of assholes, the narcissist, like all of that. I'm over that. I'm ending that phase of my life. I need a good, loyal, stable guy.
All right, guys out there. So if you write something to her, just let's not make it creepy. Let's keep it sane. Yeah, try to be as normal as possible, but don't be too normal because then you'll be boring and she's not going to be interested in you.
This is true. I need a little spice. Spice. Well, there you have it. All right. We went on a little bit of a tangent, but good times.
Yeah. Okay. Keep those DMs clean though. Seriously, guys. I'm being a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
Let's not blow up Kristin too much. But yeah, so as we get into season 2 here with our guests and all the episodes, looking forward to it all. It's going to be a lot. It's about, probably have twice the amount of episodes as we had in the first season as we, bring in our guests and all the episodes. I believe it's not quite double the episodes, but there's I think 18 episodes of the first season, but the first episode is a double parter or 2 episodes of one. So anyways, hope you guys stick around for the ride. We've got all sorts of other, fun stuff still coming. Check out the merch if you haven't already. We'll have probably a few more things to throw in there as we get into season 2. Any shirt except for one that says, how do you say my name?
Stephen.
Yeah, that one we've left off the list. Nope.
I'm gonna get that one and just wear it around everywhere. In LA when there's paparazzi. Yeah, but season 2 is going to be a wild ride. It's going to be a lot of fun. So very excited to have you guys on this journey with us yet again. And we will see you next week to kick this thing off.
Let's do the damn thing. It's long. You said you watched it. It's 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was an hour episode, which boils down to about 45 minutes of content. But yeah, and there's just a lot happening. The first episode is like, wow, if you thought season 1 had a lot, season 2, it's like, damn, we kicked this thing off strong. There's a lot going on.
Oh, shit. All right, guys. Well, let's go down this ride together. And until then, we will talk to you guys next week.
We will see you then. Thanks for listening to Back to the Beach with me, Kristin Cavallari, and the best ex-boyfriend ever, Stephen Colletti.
We are so stoked to bring you along on this journey back through Laguna Beach with us.
You can find us on Instagram at Dear Media Studio, #BTTBpod, @Kristin Cavallari, and @Stephen Colletti.
Got any questions about the show? Give us a call on our Back to the Beach hotline, 1-844-LAGUNA-0.
And if you like our show, please make sure you follow or subscribe wherever you're listening to this so you don't miss an episode. And don't forget to leave us a rating and a review.
Back to the Beach is a Dear Media production hosted by Kristin Cavallari and Stephen Colletti.
Our show is produced by Rosalie Atkinson.
Post-production by Amanda Vandekar, Michelle Harrison, and Taylor O'Connor.
Music supervision by Jonathan Lane.
Our theme song is Come Clean, written by John Shanks and Cara Diaguardi.
Cover composed by Steve Shebby.
And our executive producers are Jocelyn Falk, Paige Port, and Michael Bostic.